United on TV. This is the players' tunnel. This is where they line up before they go and play a game of football on the hallowed turf of Old Trafford. Now, this is relatively new in terms of Old Trafford. Old Trafford is 105 years old. It was built in 1910, but we didn't build this tunnel until 1993. So prior to this being built, we used to come out near the centre circle, which we'll show you very shortly, the old players' tunnel. This was built because of the terrible tragedy of the Hillsborough disaster. Some of you may not know what happened, but it was back in the days when there was terraced seating in stadiums, standing, and it was an FA Cup game, Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest in the late 80s. And what happened is, for some reason, the wrong gates got opened, and all the Liverpool fans ended up going into this one paddock, and it crushed all the fans at the front, and nearly 100 fans lost their lives that day. So there became a law passed that all major clubs, top flight stadiums become all-seater, and also it was imperative that emergency vehicle access must be gotten to the field of play in case anything like that happens. Now, our old tunnel didn't lead anywhere other than to the dressing rooms. So once you got inside Old Trafford, you were inside. There was no way out other than the gates and whatever, so there was no way into the field of play, which is why we built this. Goes straight through there. You can see that goes straight outside. That's where the players would get dropped off, and then they would go into their dressing rooms. So if there is an emergency and we need to get emergency vehicles through, these doors will open wide. This part of the stand is actually on a hydraulic pump, so we can raise that to get larger vehicles through. Or if Peter Crouch is playing, we need to lift that up a little bit. Or Mertesacker or whoever, that really tall German defender. You can obviously see we've got the TV advertising boards here. That's where they do their interviews post-match and pre-match. And just also, very briefly, there's two plaques on the wall, very important to the history of Manchester United, because without these guys, you wouldn't be here now on this tour, basically. Say what you want about financial fair play, this disgusting law that UEFA have tried to bring in, which is basically, I think, totally illegal. But if this financial fair play had existed back in the 30s, Manchester United would not be here. James Gibson actually bankrolled Manchester United out of his own pocket for many a season. Manchester United was losing money hand over fist. He was paying the players' wages. So it's a good job that financial fair play thing didn't exist then, because Manchester United weren't making any money at all. He actually made a very important decision in the history of Man United to employ a certain Sir Matt Busby as the manager, who changed the whole dimension of this club. This gentleman, John Henry Davis, is Mr. Manchester United because he changed our name. We never used to be called Manchester United. We actually used to be called, alright, to give us our full term, Newton Heath, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railwaymen's Cricket and Football Club. That's what we used to be called. And John Henry Davis said, well, I'll take control of this club, but you're going to have to change the name, move, and change your strip. So he named us Manchester United, moved us. We actually used to play football where the Etihad Stadium is now, where Manchester City play. That's where Newton Heath used to play football. Not in that ground, obviously, but around that area. He moved us here, built Old Trafford in 1910, and we've been here ever since. So John Henry Davis is Mr. Manchester United. Now, as we're in the players' tunnel, it seems only right that we should line up like two teams. So let's have two lines, starting here. One line here and one line there. Yes, okay, you go there, that's good. And one line here. So, what side then do you think Manchester United will line up on? This side. Man United always line up on this side. Reason for it is because the Stretford end is there, you see. You remember me saying the Stretford end is where all the nutters are and all the die-hard Man U fans. They want to come out and clap them, because that's usually, the Stretford end is usually the travelling supporters that go and watch Manchester United at the away ground. So that's why they want to line up here. So, we've got United on this side. What team do you want to captain? What team do you want to be? Don't say Liverpool, otherwise we get out. Who we being?
FC Bayern.
FC Bayern. Ooh, we're going to get beat today, lads, I'm afraid, unfortunately. So we got Rooney here. It's not a bad look-alike, really, I don't think. Rooney here, and who's the Bayern captain these days? Who is the Bayern captain now?
Robin.
Is it Robin? That cheat, Robin. Okay, you can be that cheater, Robin. All right. So Rooney and Robin shake hands before the game. That's what must happen. And then everybody else needs to be warming up. Come on, warm up. Come on, we're about to play some foot here. Now it's the captain's responsibility to make sure the players are all up for the game. So you need to start G'ing up your team. Like, come on, boys, let's have a game. So come on.
Come on!
That's it. Exactly. And you won't be expecting to be hearing this kind of noise.
Kick some ass!
Exactly, yes. As we make our way down through the tunnel, we're not going on the pitch, by the way. This way, folks, down here, make some noise, come on!
Woo!
We might get rained on now, but we're going to go all the way to the dugout.
Wel voor de fijn dan.
Mag het veld niet aanrijden.
Hoe is die? Kom, Sina! Het regent zo hard. Spelers met de paraplu.
Ja, ik ben gewoon simpel hoor. Ik ben net een 10 op. Je mag op de stoelen zitten en dan een foto maken. Nice.